me every second, you would understand what I said was that if we would get rid of the racism, it would absolutely dramatically impact the war on drugs, because there are racial implications of the war on drugs.
Okay, well, what do you got? Yeah, music question. What do you got for us, dude?
Yeah. Well, I have some questions, but it relates to basically how I wrote this. So I don't know if you want to listen to it or not, or if you're in the mood for it. But
yeah, link it in chat.
Cool. All right, I think this will work. But yeah, it'll probably be shit, and I can say Obama for the other people who don't care.
Okay, I'm listening. Damn, you moved on to full fucking scores, dude? Why? Okay.
Well, right. I have to... It wasn't the whole thing to get, like, multiple instruments to work together. I kind of have to start practicing it if it's going to end up working out eventually.
Damn. Well, we're in 6/8. B flat. Cute. All right.
No, wait, this one should be C flat.
Oh,
or
sorry.
Not C flat,
I was
C
looking
minor.
at, the key signature of the horn and F. My bad. French one.
Oh, okay. Do you care if I get some water while you're listening?
Yeah, knock yourself out.
Cool.
That was the most liberal conversation I've ever heard.
Okay.
Part after all, there's like a part of like a 10 measure blank. Anything after that, just ignore.
Well, no, I'm not gonna ignore it. So.
Oh, okay, cool. It's all my the parts I scrapped when I was just experimenting with the different variations.
Oh, gotcha.
So the main themes are in there and stuff like that. My notes, if you will.
For composition majors, do you write different dynamics for different instruments playing at the same time, or is it always written the same? Does anybody know? I don't remember. Like, would you ever see like a fortissimo written for one instrument and then like a piano written for another, or a mezzo piano written for another? Don't remember. Okay. Did you write all of this, or did you have help for some of it?
I got help. So after we talked last time, a bunch of your music bros reached out, and they helped me get the theme that I was working on last time better. And then I wrote pretty much everything else off of that.
Okay. Can I try to guess the part that you got the most help with?
Sure.
And you can tell me if I'm wrong. Hold on.
Okay. I did look up, use, different references. Like, I looked up a bunch of YouTube videos to find out how to do different stuff.
Sure.
So that might be what you're picking up on. Which part is it?
Starting at measure 14.
Measure 14. So the end of line 2 until where?
Probably till measure I guess around 30, 31.
Yeah, so that's the vampire theme I wrote. The part they helped me with was getting the notes clear, because this was the theme that we did last time I talked.
Gotcha.
The singled out version of it is almost at the very end of the song, starting at the last measure of the second to last line, and ending on the really low bass C.
Okay, so here's a couple things to think about.
Okay.
So number one, the only reason I guess that is because that's the one thing where you're doing you have a rhythm that feels like we actually have real rhythm going on.
Okay.
I don't know if I can play it. I want to fuck up. Okay, so can you hear this? Okay, so you can feel a pulse, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope, right? Can you feel
4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
You can feel a pulse, right? There, you have I don't know what I call it, a rhythmic motif, but starting at around let me play this. You have this rhythmic motif, this doon doon doo 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 doon 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 doo doon doon. That type of stuff feels like 6/8. Doon doon doo doon 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 doo doon 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 doon. Like that type of a rhythm. That's a rhythm that I hear, and I can feel that as being that. I feel I feel a 6/8 feel for that, or 3/4.
Sure.
I'm only talking about rhythm right now. That's good.
Yes.
But when I move outside of that section that I focused on before, so I'm going to go to measure 47, and I'm just going to close my eyes and listen, okay?
Okay.
Now I'm listening right now, okay? Or actually, wait, we can play at the same time. Let me know when you're at 47, okay?
I'm on it. 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay, wait. 3.
You want to read that?
Yeah, sorry, ready?
Yep.
3, 2. Okay, hold on, I'm so sorry. I got distracted. 3,
Just trolling me.
2,
Okay.
1, play. Close your eyes and try to just count it in your head.
Yeah, it's a bit harder.
Hold on, now I'm at the next part.
Okay.
1, 2, 1. It's very hard for me in this section. It's very hard for me to feel like a pulse. I don't know where the pulse is. So I would say focus on rhythm before anything else. There are some rhythms that feel good, like in 6/8 and in 4/4. That one thing that you had before, that dun 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 dun, like that type of a movement, that feels good. That feels like 6/80. But this dun dun, like when you're, it's just like it feels like a smattering of notes that I'm not getting like this. I'm not getting my big pulses on like 1 and 4 or like on 1 and 3 if it was 4/4. Yeah, that'd be the first thing I would focus on. Okay.
Okay.
Number 1. The second thing I would focus on is having a simple, identifiable melody. I think would be helpful.
Sure.
Pick me out, like, what do you think your strongest melody is in this?
I think there's 2. So
Give me the strongest one.
Yeah, the strongest one is probably it's definitely the vampire thing, because it's the thing I've worked on the most, and that's the, if you want to just see it like laid out just by itself, that's the one that's at the end of that second to last line, and then goes to,
Wait, what does that mean? Measure. What measure?
Measure 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104. 105 to 19.
Okay, 105 to 19. Okay, I'm gonna listen for a second. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, whoops, that's the next one. Hold on. Okay, you said 105 to 109?
Mm-hmm.
Let me try this one more time.
Or to, yeah, that's the right part, right? It's almost, it's like the second to last line to like the middle of the last line.
So there's like a, oh fuck, I'm realizing how much of this is like by feel, even though I did theory. There's like, there's like a formula. No. One of the easiest ways to do music is repetition. Repeating things feels good. It gives our ears something to hang our hat on. It's like a way, fuck, there's gotta be like, okay. So here's like C minor, okay?
Okay.
So let's say that I wanted to write a melody in C minor, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So if I have, let's say I have that, I think that was just C to F, C minor, F minor, C, right? So that's like a thing, but it doesn't feel like a full melody. It was like 2 bars or 4 bars.
Yeah.
I feel like I need like a, almost like a call and response. So rather than that, it might be something like. Something like that. But like,
yeah.
you will do like a chord progression, and then you kind of repeat it, and you vary the melody slightly, and you and you have like a rather than just like playing like a chord progression one time and then kind of like falling off after like 4 bars, you kind of have to do like a thing and then like do another thing that's kind of like a response to the first thing or something. Does that make any sense?
Sure. Yeah.
It would give your melody more like cohesion rather than just like playing down something one time and then that's kind of it.
Yeah, I started writing a piece that was just based off the vampire melody, where I think I did that or something similar to it. I don't know if it's much shorter than this one, but I did like, what I tried to do was I heard something about like an ABA system, and so I did,
that's the thing.
That part is the A, and then I did a B theme, which was like it went up into like a major part, and then it repeated back into that part again.
Sure. Okay, so this is, hold on.
This piece. I was trying to do a battle theme where basically the Knights theme and the Vampires theme fought. That was the idea.
Sure, that's really, you're getting into really complicated writing at that point, so I'm not worried about that right now.
Okay, fair.
Wait, what is this one staff win? Okay, boom. So it's, okay, so, I'm not gonna remember this. So it's, this would be C minor, boom, and then it's, It could be this. What?
If you want, this was the other one, which was the more structured one, if that's what you're wanting to look at. But I don't know if you want to listen to 2 songs.
No, okay, hold on. Okay, so like, okay. Okay, hold on, we're workshopping. Okay, give me like 2 seconds, okay?
Yep.
And then it's just... Okay. We'll use these chords, this works. Okay, so here's like a melody you have, okay? You've got this melody. Right? That's your melody, and then it ends.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. Let's see. You could like double it and then change a little bit, and then it sounds a little bit more things. I don't know what I'm saying. Hold on, let's try this. Okay, so.
Okay.
And then it could be. I don't know. Something like that would be like a simple,
Sure.
like, yeah, you have like a second part there, and now it like makes a little bit more sense. So if I chord this, like the second time you do the melody, you just have to hit like different chord tones. So like instead of being like bum bum, you could be like bum bum, and then you just do like I can't explain it. You do like a call and response rhythm.
Yeah. Would it make sense
if I just say that to you? If I just say do a call and response rhythm, it doesn't make any sense.
Can I rant and see if it makes sense, or see if I understand what you're saying? And try to extrapolate this out? No,
you can't. Here,
no?
talk to chat for a second.
Okay.
Let me give me like 1 second. I'm sorry. Let me just do this. Hold on. Give me.
Okay.
Yeah, talk to chat. Okay.
Dude, chat is so funny. My favorite thing to do in chat is just laugh at your guys' jokes. I wish I was as funny as you guys. Have I seen Amadeus? No, I don't know what that is. Oh wait, isn't that Mozart's first name? Is there a movie about him?
Okay, I'm gonna fuck all of this up. Okay, ready? Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I can't, just doing this on the fly is like, okay, trust me, this is taking all of my music brain. It's not even that hard. Okay. Okay, I'm going to listen to, okay. Where is it? What measure was this?
How did I turn you into the schizo in this conversation?
True. Where is the thing?
The secondary one?
Where does this melody start?
Which melody?
The one that you wanted me to fucking look at. The one I'm fucking looking at right now.
I'm so confused. Do you want the song or the melody?
No, you gave me this thing.
Yeah, do you want it when it shows up in the piece, or do you want my notes part of it?
Where it shows up in the piece.
Well, that would be...
It's at the end, right?
If you want it, is it standalone thing? Yeah. Where it shows up in the actual song is going to be in bars 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Okay, 14 is where it was. Hold on. No, wait, fuck. Weren't we just looking at this in the piece? I thought you had the melody in the piece here. It was just like the instruments playing it. Am I crazy? Am I losing my mind?
So after the song is over, there's a part at the end which is just its standalone thing at the end.
Yeah, where is that at the end?
That is.
Oh, I see it. Never mind. I am losing my mind. I'm sorry. Okay. Go to Measure 105.
Okay.
I'm booming so hard right now. Oh man. Okay. Get your notes out, okay? Ready?
Yep.
Okay, first let's listen to it, okay? Ready? 105. Okay. 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay. Here are the chords that I've chosen because they work, okay?
Okay.
So, are you ready? So, for the first run, it's C minor. Okay. Okay. Into, I'm going to say G minor.
Okay.
into, I'm going to say F minor.
Okay.
Um,
And is that in each bar respectively?
yeah, it is. And then I'm going to say into G dominant 7, and then I'm going to say resolves to C minor, okay?
Okay.
That's first pass, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Cool? Okay. Then we're going to replay it, okay? Ready?
Okay.
I'm going to replay it, and it's going to go starting at C minor. But then it's going to be, we're going to do an A flat major 7, because I love those, okay?
Okay.
That's going to go to F minor again. And then from there, we can do like a B, we'll say like half diminished 7 into C minor, okay?
B half diminished 7.
Do you know what half diminished means?
Well, diminished, as far as I understood, was a chord where you drop the final note down a step. I thought.
That's just not even remotely close, okay?
Okay, isn't the
Hold on,
diminished
stop, listen.
7 where you...
Okay,
no?
hold on.
Okay.
This is a B major chord. B, D sharp, F sharp, right?
Yes.
Minor is a lowering of the third. B,
Yes.
D natural, F sharp, okay?
Yes.
A B7 with no other things provided is going to be a B dominant 7. That's going to be B, D sharp, F sharp, A natural, okay? That's our dominant 7, okay? A half diminished 7 is going to be B, D natural, F natural, A natural, I think, okay? And then a
Okay.
B fully diminished 7 would be B, D natural, F natural, A flat.
Okay, so a full diminish is when you drop all of them by one step. A half diminish is when you only drop the third and the fifth by a step.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
We're going to make this fully diminished, not half diminished also. Fuck that.
Okay, so we're making this a fully diminished B
Yeah, okay.
diminished 7.
So, okay, now let's think about this a little bit. So one trick when we repeat a melody is we can slightly vary the chords beneath the melody in a way that like gives it a variation when we repeat it the second time, but we can essentially keep the melodic structure the same, right?
So the melody is the same, the chords are different so that they sound different. Or more
Melody could be the same. Melody could be varied a little bit, but it'll work no matter what,
Okay.
okay? So let's look at some of the chord changes I've made, right? So first pass of the melody is C minor to G minor. Second pass of the melody is C minor to A flat major 7. Can you talk to me about A flat major 7 and G minor, or are we really far above?
So G minor is G, B flat D, right?
Nice. Yes.
Okay. And A flat major 7 is A flat, D flat. I want to say E, and then the 7th
wait, hold on.
attached.
Just forget everything I just said. Hold on. This is way more.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, fuck. Okay, never mind. The A flat was a little bit more complicated of a choice. Let's skip the A flat. Don't worry about that one. That's just a cool chord. Okay.
Okay.
Let's
so
compare.
what are we putting instead of it?
Well, no, we're keeping it because it
Oh,
works. Okay. But let's look at G dominant 7. Can you spell G dominant 7 for me?
G. I don't know what dominant means in this regard. I don't know what that means. So I don't.
You don't know
well,
what it
G's,
means. Okay, dominant. Do you know what scale of the? Do you know what the degree of a scale is if you say dominant?
Fourth?
5. 4 would be
5.
subdominant.
Subdominant. Okay.
Or is 2 subdominant? I don't remember. Jesus.
You can't ask me questions. Why?
I think it's 4 subdominant. I was right. Okay. Dominant 7 means that a chord spelled with 1, 3, 5, 7 on the dominant tone of a key. So a G dominant 7 means that you're spelling a G7 chord, and if G is the dominant, the 5th degree, that means you're spelling it in the key of C. So a G dominant
so
7
it's
is
a-
G, B, D, F natural, because in the key of C, the F is going to be natural. If you want a shortcut loser way to think about it, it's just a 7th where the 7th of the chord is flat compared to the normal key. So like a D7 would be D, F sharp, A, C natural, because it's
Okay, so to repeat what you just told me, a G dominant major 7 is a G
Dominant
chord
7,
with
never
a
major.
7,
Yeah.
and the dominant 7 means that it's just a dominant inside of the scale of C in this case because G is the root of what we're doing.
That's true. Okay, sorry, complicated, but
Okay.
yeah. So G7 would just be GBDF, okay?
Got it.
So this B diminished 7 is B, D, F, and then it's got an A flat, but that B, D, F is contained within this other chord of G, B, D, F, right? So like it's easy to switch these two chords out and have them feel like
they shared B, D, you're just swapping it from F to G.
Yeah, anytime you got a lot of like common tones between two chords, sometimes you can get away with kind of swapping them out or playing a little bit fast and loose with them because like there's so much tonality that's shared between the two chords. You can kind of switch them out sometimes.
Okay.
It's kind of cheating, but okay. Okay. So, sorry, I'm going to listen to this one more time. I'm going to fuck this up when I play this, but we'll try to listen, okay? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so that was the melody that you gave us, right? So I'm going to take that melody, we're going to give it some chords underneath it to kind of give it more character, and then we're going to repeat it one more time, playing slightly different notes in the right hand that are still chord tones, with slightly different chords in the left hand that kind of relate to the first one, I think.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So, let's see. Okay, so it was, fuck, I'm not going to remember any of this. Hold on. It was G minor.
Do you want me to tell you the notes
No,
while you're playing?
I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't. Now we're going to go a little higher. So we took the melody, we repeated it under slightly different chords, but we've got like a second part to it that like makes it feel like we've like played a full melody. Does that make sense?
Even though the notes you changed were relatively the same, I think.
Yeah, they're close.
Yeah.
So like this, so I don't know if I can do this. Okay. So we have C minor. G minor because it works. And then it's we're gonna do F. And then G because this chord, this G gets us back to C really nicely. It could be a G dominant 71.
Because G is the 5th of C?
Yep. You got this tritone. And it wants to resolve back here. Right? So from the G7, okay. Whoops, sorry. Now, instead of doing this, for the next thing, since I'm already here at the B on top of the, instead of doing this and going to C, I can do this, and I can go to the E flat, right? So I can do B, and now I'm restarting, but I'm like on a higher chord tone. Instead of starting at the C, I'm at the E, right?
Okay.
And then I can go up again. This is on the A flat, and then we can go up again because we're working our way towards. Oops. We're just so like our right hand melody is like this. We're just kind of like walking our way up the scale to C, right?
Okay.
And then we're picking chords underneath it like that work, right? That are just like fit the melody. Something like that. Just fuck me.
And then
we're gonna write it over, but yeah. Okay.
With your last two bars, the EDBC, would you drop back to the original or would you raise it up an octave?
Oh, because you want to go back down to the same octave?
No, I was just curious how you were ending your variation of the.
I mean, it's up an octave, but I mean, like theoretically, you can. Walk it down too. As long as when you're moving up or down, you're just hitting like the chord tones of like the whatever you're playing in, right?
Okay.
Like you can play whatever. Here's like another trick too. If you want to like play like itty bitty shit, it doesn't matter what's between, as long as on your down beats you're ending on like chord tones, right? So.
Okay.
Do whatever the fuck.
Is that because the downbeats are the thing where
the downbeat is where you hear. That's what you're keeping track of. So if you're ever looking for like filler notes, you can put basically whatever the fuck you want in almost whatever rhythm, but not really. But as long as you're ending, like let's just do like here's this. Wait, shit. It doesn't. I can't even play it so that it doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Just.
I'm sorry. What am I supposed to not be doing?
You're like, don't. How do I explain it? It's so hard to explain it. There's a lot of melodies you have in here where when you play, you're not ever ending on your downbeat. You like keep going, like over and over, and instead of just ending on like a strong downbeat where it's like oh I hear this here, oh I hear this here. You just like keep like playing past. So like here's this, okay. So see, I'm trying to end like on every like strong beat where I'm like hitting a thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like that,
so
right?
basically, because it's not rhythmed properly, the listener's having a hard time following in between all those different points.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like a run-on sentence almost. Like
okay.
I can't even play it like off.
Just too good, huh?
Like there's no like rhythm. But if I feel like a strong sense of like. I can feel like the bum, bum, bum. Like hitting those like really strong like beats gives you like bum, bum, bum. Like you can feel, and you can do whatever you want in between. Again, even if you fuck up.
Because it's not being emphasized as much by that downbeat.
Yeah, exactly. When you emphasize like weird shit though, like everything is like completely like out of whack. It's like fucking weird.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Makes sense.
Enough is. I'll probably have to rewatch this a couple times just to fully piece together what you're saying.
A really good example is this is a thing. Have you played Final Fantasy X?
No, I didn't.
Have you played Final Fantasy VII?
I'm too young to play Final Fantasy VII.
Dude, you're such a fucking loser. Okay, this is a good melody. Okay.
Okay.
Oh fuck. Oh my god. Like it's. Like it. 3, 4. And then does that can it sound like an okay melody? Maybe?
Yeah, that sounds great.
I'm sure there are tons of other examples too, but yeah. Focus on that. You don't have to do that. There's a lot of like crazy shit you can do too. But like focus on like just like basic when you start as soon as you can like pen out like basic like things that rhythmically and melodically make sense, then you can start breaking some rules to do like other stuff too. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Let me make sure. Let me double check my notes. Through listening to the piece, did you figure out that it was like a battle between the two themes? Like one of the things that I had a hard time with is when I was trying to show this to other people, maybe it was just the fact that there wasn't as much rhythm, but none of them could even remotely like even approach the idea of what they were hearing.
Correct. When you're talking like battle shit, you're in like you're in an incredibly complicated thing there. Yeah, like I don't even feel like it's a song yet. We have to get to feeling like it's a song before we get to a battle thing. The way that like opera people and the way that writers will write to give you to get you like battles is the first thing we need is like, we need a really strong motif, where a motif is like a theme that stands for like a character. So you kind of have one now, right? Whatever that was, fuck. Oh.
GCAG.
Whatever this thing is, right? Okay. So like, but the way that so I have this, okay? We have this. So now, if I can identify that motif with a character, what I need now is a second motif, okay? So I'm not gonna be able to do this on the fly.
I do have the second motif for the knight.
No, hold on. I'm not gonna be able to use what you have, okay?
Oh, okay.
So
my bad.
let's say that I have that other character that I have, okay? This one. Okay. This is the that Aristim, okay?
Okay.
If I wanted to make it feel like there is like a fight or a struggle of sorts between these two, I would need to find a way to weave these two themes together. And that's where that feeling might come from.
Sure.
So
I tried to do that on well, I tried to do that on God, where was that? Bar 27 was like a back and forth between their two themes. I tried that, but obviously it didn't turn out too great. But
it would be really hard to do. Oh my god, it would be because it's not a different. It would be. This is hard to write. Like compositionally, not even like the ideas. Like compositionally, because you're almost in like it's not really a fugue. You wouldn't call it counterpoint. You're trying to harmonize a counter melody essentially for a different motif. It's what you're trying to do is very hard. Well, not very hard, but pretty hard without like a big musical vocabulary. Like if I sat down with a pen and paper, I think I could do it. But I'd have to finagle it for a while to make it work.
And
that's all I'm saying. Yeah. So the thing that I would say is that like one, you need to have a really strong motif. Then you need a second really strong motif. Then three, you've got to find a way to rhythmically and harmonically combine these two so that both of them sound distinct and noticeable, while also harmonically working with each other and rhythmically working with each other.
Sure. Yeah, I'm honestly, at this point, I'm not sure if this, in general, I'm not really even sure if this piece ever will make it to the game.
Sure.
It was just the first thing that came to mind of like, oh, this would be kind of interesting to write. And so then it was, I find that when I'm trying to learn something new, it's always better to follow what you're interested in, because you can kind of pick up on some of the stuff on the way, and if you end up scratching it, then you can end up doing other stuff as well.
Have you ever listened to that's true, have you ever listened to Undertale's music?
Yes.
Let me see if I can.
We have to play Megalovania.
What's the name of the final boss theme after Megalovania? No, when you're fighting the one guy. Fuck, what's the name of the song? That guy after the graveyard guy.
The graveyard guy.
Is it Asgore?
Oh man, you're pulling all the hardest parts of my memory. I did the massacre one, so I fought Flowey afterwards.
Oh, the flower guy. What is the name of the song? Does anybody know? Someone said hopes and dreams. No. Fuck.
Let me look up a soundtrack.
I'm gonna find it. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. This does a really, 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 really good job at mixing in the I don't know what Undertale theme that is. The dun, 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 dun. It does a really good job at restating this melody multiple times in this song and incorporating it with the other song. First in distinctly different sections, and then at the end, so you hear it permutate a couple times.
Yeah.
And then I think in the end, I think it's fully. Hold on. Look at the end. If you're looking to do something, I would super recommend listening to literally just this song. I think it's like a really good example of like taking two completely different themes and then kind of like merging them together.
Okay.
In different ways though. But the Undertale is I would say the Undertale OST is like, it's the same song written like 100 different times. So in some ways it's a master class in like how many ways can I transform a melody or add it to other things and make it kind of like work with those things. Sure. But like, this is like pretty compositionally complicated stuff for somebody that doesn't know their circle of fourths or fifths yet. Like this is a lot. Yeah, sorry.
If I was to, obviously I need to work on rhythm and I need to work on like chord progression and stuff like that. If I was to explain, like, I started off with one theme, I wrote a transition into another theme, I tried to combine those two themes, then I tried to play like a rage, like a crazy attack part of the theme, and then end on like a changed version of the nice theme. If I was to explain that thought process, is that thought process at least a good attempt, or at least a good base level? Like what I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to figure out like what parts am I doing right, and so I need to keep doing. What parts should I completely scrap? So,
well, are you asking for you to do it, or ask somebody else to do it?
No. I'm saying this is how I approached writing this song. I wrote the Knights theme, then I transitioned into the Vampires theme, then I wrote the two themes together, and then I tried to write like a vampire attack sequence, and then like the knight dying, and then the knight becoming a vampire. That's how I tried to write this.
It's like you're trying to write like poetry without knowing like grammar yet. The problem is like even to get to like I'm not even sure if I could even spin out things that encapsulate all those feelings.
Yeah,
like it's.
I understand I did it wrong. I'm saying is at least the thought process of trying to get that point A.
The thought process is okay, but you would need to have like the way that you would go about, like if you wanted to study this is you would have to get scores of like, so let's say you felt like there is a feeling to a battle sequence where a character is losing. You would need to find scores where that's happening, and you need to study those scores, figure out like what chord progressions or melodic movements or instrumentation scoring or whatever is happening that gives it this feeling. And then once you feel like you can adequately express that feeling in your composition, you would take those techniques and apply it to your composition, and then you'd move through it like that. But it's like,
got it.
That would be a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then the chords in question that you wrote for this, did you write them based on, so obviously like the downbeat of each bar is like the emphasis of the chord, but then did you at all equate the other notes into that? So like for example, when you look at the part you were writing it on.
Yeah, so hold on, you said it was in C minor, right? G to C is a 5-1 jump. That's easy. So your first chord is almost always going to be C minor, probably. If you're in the key of C minor, you want your first chord to be C minor.
That makes sense.
Now you want to do this, A flat to G, right? If you're ending on G, the next chord I pick probably needs to have a G in it. So we're pretty limited. We're either going to have some type of G chord, we're going to have some type of E flat chord, or we're going to have some type of C chord.
And you're having E flat because G is in E flat as a third?
Yeah,
or...
I mean, technically it works. So like I could do like, it works. Yeah, so, I mean, it can be a thing, but it doesn't make much sense.
So I guess what I was asking is, what would I need to research to figure out how you wrote those chords? To be able to write those chords myself, or get into the thought process of writing those chords.
The thing is that I know like the functions of the chords as well. So like let's say, like you want to be in C minor, right? We're starting in C minor, so that's C minor, and then the next chord we're choosing. So if you're in C minor, the next chord we're choosing is gonna have a G in it, right? So I know that E flat doesn't, an E flat chord in the key of C minor doesn't do much for me. It's not taking me to very many places, and it's not coming from very many places to sound good, in my opinion. Like minor
because
one.
Is it because it's the relative major, or
no? It's just, this is just like an ear thing. Minor 1 to like major 3. I don't know what that. Oh wait, sorry. I guess it could. It could, I guess. But I don't like it. It's just like E flat. Why would you play the major third? But when I'm saying that, this is like rhetorical. I'm not really asking you why, and I can't give you a good reason why. I just don't like the major third. It doesn't sound good to me. But you might think it does sound good. I don't know. I mean, it's not horrible. It's not the worst. But I do know that in the key of C. Now I know that I know that a minor 5. That's a nice chord to like riff off of. It's very flexible. Doesn't take me very many. I can go to a lot of different places with like that minor 5 chord. I could go from the minor 5. I like that sound, but I just know that because I've played it before. So like I could do like 1 to minor 5. I know that sound because I like that sound. Like minor 1 to minor 5, and then to minor 4. These are all like very like fluid, loosey-goosey chords that are like can do anything. 1, 5, 4, and all minor. But that's just background knowledge I know. So and then when I came through on the second pass, both of these notes that you're doing, A flat to G, those are both part of an A flat major 7 chord. So it works really well to be like. And I'm hitting I'm ending on the G, and that also lets me end my melody on the 7th of a chord, which sounds so good. And then from there, the A flat to the F feels really good, because it just does, like minor 1. That's a really nice chord progression. It's really easy. 1, 6, 4, 5. It's just boop. But that's just because I know those chord. I played around with them a lot. I know those chord progressions, so it's very easy. When I see a melody that fits that, I can snap those chords to it without even thinking about it because I know how those chords flow together. Basically, does that make sense?
It makes sense that you understand how to get there. I'm trying to figure out how I would learn to get there.
Yeah. Fuck.
What research do I do so that when I write my next melody, I can write out those chords, or I can write out chords to make those melodies?
I mean, part of it is just like playing with them a lot, and then you kind of develop like a feel for like what works and what doesn't, and what sounds good and what doesn't sound good. But you kind of have to like play around with it and look at other music. It's kind of like editing, like for film. Like, how do you edit? Well, I don't know. You have to do it a bunch to like learn how to edit. Or how do you paint? You probably have to paint a bunch to learn how to paint. Like you just need like a lot of experience doing it. Yeah.
One of the things I was concerned about when going to write chords was there was 2 major concerns. The first was that when I had bars like A to G or A flat to G, I was worried that that if I wrote like just a G minor chord, that because A isn't in that chord, that it would sound off, or that
A to G minor or A flat to G minor?
A flat to G minor. Sorry.
The reason why it works is because you're thinking, okay, this is hard. When you're thinking diatonically, when you're thinking of chords, you have to contextualize them in the key that you're in, right?
Right.
So let's say that I'm playing, this is a G chord, okay? If I wanted to solo on this, let's say that I'm like trying to play stuff that like, oh, I think this sounds cool, it works, okay? Oh, fuck. That A flat doesn't work at all that you're talking about, right? This A flat, it sounds way better if it's an A natural. That's A natural.
Okay.
But if it's A flat, it sounds like this. This A flat doesn't work, right? So you're probably looking at it like, okay, well, G minor chord, the key of G minor is related to B flat, so there's two flats, B flat and E flat. There's no A flat in the key of G minor. Yeah, that's what you're thinking. But you're thinking from the perspective of G minor as a 1 chord. You're not playing G minor as a 1 chord. You're playing G minor as a 5.
As a 5 chord.
And in the key of C minor, there is an A flat. So now I don't know, but I think. But if I play that A flat over that G minor, I think in the context of C minor, it'll sound a little different. Okay, hold on. So I played an A flat there, and it didn't sound fun.
Mm-hmm.
And this the A flat is here, so.
Mm-hmm.
So it's there and it works. Now it didn't work before, but it works now because we're hearing it in the context of C minor. So whenever you're analyzing what keys you think you can play, what notes you think you can play over a chord, don't think of the chord as in like, okay, it's a G minor chord, so I can only play B flat and E flat. The A flat doesn't work. No. You're playing a G minor chord in the key of C minor. Assuming you've written everything correctly, A flat should still work. Yeah.
Okay. That makes more sense. And then when it comes to, I guess this is called harmonic minor, where you have the raised 7th.
Yes.
For that, what do I do with the 7th chord?
Okay.
In
general, okay. Bonus points. Can you guess why the harmonic minor exists?
Leading tone to the C.
Okay. Yeah. Close enough.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
So technically,
I did something right today.
Yeah. Technically, pure minors don't actually exist in classical music because it's not functional. So if we have the key of C minor, okay, my C minor is C, E flat, G, C. If I go and I play the dominant 7, the G7, okay? You've got G, there's a D, there's an F natural, but what about our B? That's a G minor 7 chord. That doesn't take us, it kind of works, like, but this leads us way harder because you've got the tritone. The reason why the harmonic minor exists is because your dominant 7 in that key needs to have that tritone. So in the key of C minor, G, B natural, D, F is what gives you the B to F tritone. But in order for that B natural to exist, the 7th degree of the C minor scale needs to be raised a half step. That's why harmonic minors exist. Harmonic minors exist so that your dominant 7 can spell a tritone between the 3rd and 7th degree of the chord. Of the dominant 5. Sorry, fuck.
So I have a... So wait, what is a tritone? Is that like the 1-3-5? Is that what that is?
The tritone is a name for a diminished 5th interval, right?
A diminished 5th... Okay, so a 1 flat 5?
Yeah, you can say that. 1 flat 5 or 1 sharp 4.
Or a 5 lowered by 1, basically?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
But the tritones are things that you resolve that establish tonality, that give you good sounding, like we're back at home base kind of feeling, right?
Okay,
like
so you're trying to resolve with them.
Yeah. They either go, if they present themselves as diminished fifths, they resolve inward. You hear that inward movement?
Yes.
If they present themselves inverted as augmented fourths, they go outwards.
Okay.
So tritones, establishing or having tritones is what gives you like those good sounding like resolutions. Or if you ever play like 2-5-1s, it's always like. And then this is gonna go. Yeah. That's what you're hearing when you hear those.
So moving into my next project, this is what I'm hearing I should be focusing on. You tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I need to probably start off writing the piece with a rhythm and forget the melody at first.
Yes.
And once I get a rhythm that sounds right, I then figure out the chords I want to go with it, and then I write the melody for that. I variate that a few times, and then we write like a B theme to go with it, and then I come back and see how that sounds.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Do like
Okay, cool.
rhythm. So like bum 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 bum, some shit like that, and then you just make like chords. So it could be like C, don, F, bum, bum, and it could be C, and then you'd pick out notes. So it's like. Bum, 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 bum. It would be like that, like something really basic like that, and then you can make it minor to make it sound sad. You can start to get more complicated with your chord choices, but like that basic approach will get you there. So like rhythm, think of just like a rhythm that kind of works. Get some chords underneath it, and then just like pick out like literally chord tones to put on your strong downbeats, and then like you can kind of like work from that. It's like a really basic way to build a thing. Yeah.
All right. Final thought, and then I'll hang up on you.
Yeah.
I hope your next color's decent, because the last 2 calls I've been on, the guy after me was the guy whose girlfriend was scamming him, and then the one after that was your like, oh god, it was one of your like crazy schizo calls. I think it was one of the ones you were talking like about Pascal or something. So I hope your next call goes better than those 2 did. But thanks for explaining this to me.
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate it when people are willing to help out. So
good luck, dude.
Yeah, thanks.